Ryan, thank you. A plan to redevelop Peoria's Riverfront Park that took 6 years to come together now needs some tweaking. Madison Porter explains how much the Hengst Foundation amphitheater could change the already in place $26 million project.
Lizzie, the amphitheater has the potential to save the city money without straying too far from the park's original plan, which was adopted in 2023.
2 years ago, Peoria City Council adopted a multi-million-dollar plan to modernize a popular and attractive area of downtown.
Well, the riverfront is the heart of our region.
Council's most recent decision to move forward with the large donation to build an amphitheater wasn't made without considering how that plan would be affected.
We don't think it's going to change it all that much. We had actually had plans for a band shell in Festival Park as part of the 2023 Riverfront plan. This would just be a larger amphitheater in that same location.
While this is simply a preliminary design, city staff agreed to open up Festival Park for the amphitheater facing the Peoria skyline. In return, the Hengst Foundation will donate $11 million to build it. The city manager says that money will mitigate the cost of the entire riverfront project.
Hopefully this investment by the Hengst Foundation will help us to see that the state opens up the checkbook and sends us the money so that we can get started on the rest of the park.
The engineering firm will have to consider the river's potential to flood and how to protect the amphitheater from water damage. The lead architect says they'll have to consult the Department of Natural Resources.
This can be a wonderful, resilient design, one that responds and allows the water to flow through, but allows the functions of the park to carry on.
The next step for the city is to write a formal donation contract before the detailed design is approved and put out for the public's input. Lizzie?